American trains, we are prone to think of commuter runs, about 500 a day in the Chicago area. Amtrak runs about 50 trains out of Chicago, the long hauls featuring sleepers, diners, and lounges. But there's only one of these, operating twice a week, Chicago to New York. A privately operated cruise train, if you will. Car names suggest a link with the Orient Express. To be precise, the Nostalgie Istanbul Orient Express, which is based in Zurich, Switzerland. The rail cars on the Greenbrier Limited are strictly American and all post-war. This is the 20th Century Limited approaching LaSalle Street Station, Chicago. Hickory Creek is the observation car here, but sister car Sandy Creek, built in 1948, is now the New York Parlor Observation Lounge, taking a somewhat different New York to Chicago route. Most of the cars on the train trace their heritage to the Union Pacific in the mid-1950s on trains such as the City of Los Angeles and the City of Portland. Here's the first eastbound run passing through Canton, Ohio on November 17, 1989.
Amtrak train number 30, the eastbound Capital Limit will be in the station in approximately 4 minutes. You may now proceed to track 1 for boarding.
The American European Express began life as a hitchhiker on the back of Amtrak's Capital Limited between Chicago and Washington. On March 1st of 1991, the Greenbrier Limited began operation, linking Chicago with New York and Washington by way of West Virginia. Occasionally, CSXFs could be seen on the point until its own engines were ready for service. As of May 1991, a MARC unit was used to provide electrical power for the train. This will be replaced by the London, which will also feature a health club. Now here are some items you won't find on this train. Following her run on May 24th, the entire consist is pulled back to the yards. Beginning another run to New York. Mechanically, she may be just like any other train. Beyond the vestibule, we see the interior of these cars restored at the cost of over $1 million each. Thick, inviting mattresses and king Qualifil pillows make for an excellent night's sleep. The train offers an assortment of bedrooms, drawing rooms, and the luxurious presidential cabin. Paying a visit to the chef de cuisine.
Sure, we use the least space as possible. Cheese and food plate for our customer who requested it.
Okay. Do you take special requests in?
Oh, always. Whatever we have, we bluff.
With up to 7 courses in a dinner, it seems like something is always being freshly prepared.
French calabo.
French calbo, okay. A leisurely dinner can last up to 2 hours, beginning with table wine and a selection of breads, followed by split pea soup prepared on board. Notice how the logo always faces the diner, and of course never a drip. A salad made up of 10 kinds of greens. Fresh halibut. And tender veal garnished with fiddleheads and oven potatoes. Followed by a selection of cheeses and fruits. And of course the ever-present pot of coffee or a selection of teas. And here's that chocolate mousse creation. In 1933, Chessie began the tradition of sleeping like a kitten on this road. The heritage traces back to the fine trains of the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway. The flagship was the George Washington, but the Greenbrier follows more or less the schedule of the Old Sportsman, train number 4. Here are some comparative views between 1968 and 1991 at the same locations. In the morning, we pass through the New River Gorge.
She didn't get us attached to the house. She looked at it.
Hope you enjoy that. Thank you.
Look on the message.
This spectacular mountain stretch is still tied economically to the coal industry, which provides most of the traffic for CSX, although some of the line has now been single-tracked. The train makes a mid-morning stop at White Sulphur Springs, the departure point for the Greenbrier Hotel, whose personnel will meet passengers. The AEE offers a number of package deals involving a stay at this world-renowned resort. On 3 days of each week, Amtrak's Cardinal also runs this scenic route through the Mountain State. mid-train lounge is the Bay Point. The Bay Point is the only car on the train not named for a destination on either the Orient Express or the American European Express. Founder William Spahn hails from Panama City, Florida, and is also president of Bay Point Yacht Club. Bay Point Interiors provided the furnishings on this Art Deco beauty. Mark Burnell provides entertainment in the lounge car.
Sunshine of your eyes on me, oh my. Do I feel higher than a kite to fly? Give me loving, baby, I feel high.
The Rhythm of the Rails inspired George Gershwin to write this number while on a trip between New York and Boston, a short version of Rhapsody in Blue. system is coming to an abrupt halt as a freight train ahead has some problems. The train does not stop in Charlottesville, and soon it's over the Potomac and into the capital. Before we veer off to Union Station, the Tropicana train pulls alongside, which reminds us all orange juice available on the AEE is freshly squeezed.
Pretty close.
Car attendants help many who will be detraining here. We also meet Greg, the chef de train, on this trip. Between Washington and New York, the cars are hooked onto the back of a regular Amtrak run. While we wait, let's watch the myriad of activity in and out of this station. The Bay Point, along with 3 sleepers, are cut off, leaving 4 cars to continue on to New York. The restored Union Station is the most beautiful along the Greenbrier's route. Amtrak passengers heading up to board their coaches give curious stares at the deluxe cars. Our return departure leaves New York at 10:30 in the morning, and the observation car provides a bird's eye view of the high-speed Northeast Corridor.
There was an imminent strike coming, which I
Passing through Newark's improved Penn Station. A bit of New York Central history rolls along the former Pennsy right-of-way through Rahway and New Brunswick. The corridor features trains with closing speeds of up to 250 miles an hour. The Silver Meteor from Tampa and Miami near Trenton.
This thing turns up.
Yeah, that pops up this way. The only thing I didn't really...
Boring down there. Too bad I didn't get that.
Philadelphia and its world-famous zoo.
Like a song that you get together, full of blood. Santa Fe, you know, they're on. So we'll see it.
Yeah. Freight trains take the High Line by JFK Stadium.
That's why I can't stand up with ball players. $1 million ball player. That's true. How can you enjoy the game? It's a business.
Okay, great.
Well, police is already nice game.
A Pennsy Keystone surprises us at Baltimore. running a few minutes down, and the dispatcher gives priority to the 11 o'clock Metroliner out of New York.
Books and records. It's like a book and record. Say you want
At Washington, the Crescent from New Orleans receives an electric engine to continue on to New York while our train is assembled.
The guy can make you feel something when he plays, then he's done his job. I had Joe Moran, who's pretty Joe.
More worthwhile practice time. A kid, saying the fourth grade, he wants to go play baseball. So he's not going to really. So your time's going to be quality time.
That's true. It's motivation. That's a good part of it.
You're doing it because you want to, not because you can. So you got to put the money. Where this outfit come from?
Potomac Yard has been scaled down in recent years. Crossing the southern main at Charlottesville and then up into the Blue Ridge once again.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have another CD one? With a heavier passenger loading, there are 2 seatings for dinner. Those guests detraining at the Greenbrier are served first. In the morning, semaphores guard the former Baltimore and Ohio line between Cincinnati and Indianapolis.
So they came down through Willard, Desolate. This might be Brookville. Where are we? There's a depot.
Well, then I would have been looking out the window.
Yes, sir.
No, just.
You have trouble remembering
A sumptuous breakfast of scrambled eggs and baby lamb chops is put on hold as we greet a special guest flying checkered flags on Indy race weekend. As in Washington, the Indianapolis Union Station has been beautifully restored. The manual switch at Crawfordsville marks the junction of the old Peoria and Eastern with the Monon, which runs northward towards Lafayette and Chicago. A bit of a drainage headache as we enter Lafayette.
This is really beautiful. The front, the train runs right down the main street. Look at this.
Really?
Yeah. Boy, the kids better.
Passengers are out waiting the arrival of Amtrak's Hoosier State, now running just a few minutes behind us.
Keep the track on line here, how would you ever get to the ties?
And if I have to close the street, rip up the
Because we are running late and have lost our timetable authority, the dispatcher puts us in the hole to allow Amtrak to overtake us.
So is it in California?
It's right there.
Here's that rainy day they told me about. Funny, that rainy day is here.
The diminutive depot at Rensselaer, Indiana.
I don't know if they have that, gonna have that in time.
No, that's probably why we get the sample.
The supply and.
There, my,
Uh-huh.
my son built the house.
The increasing frequency of rail and road crossings marks our entrance into Chicago. Dyer is just 28 miles from Union Station, and here we swing onto the former Pennsy-Logansport line to Colauer Junction. The symbols of a modern age press in around us as we swing onto the busy Conrail mainline.
Mine is the urge in people that then you pass the train. There are the people, everybody in his own bedroom.
We'll come real power.
The old and new Comiskey's, side by side, remind us that passenger trains, like baseball, both have a rich tradition and a good future.
Oh, this is the new one.
Yeah, this is the one right there, Phil.
They're gonna.
Team photo day.
Take our bags yourself.
Okay, well, I'd be happy to investigate.
bird's eye view backing into Union Station.
All right, there, Kelly.
Hello, Mike McKenna. Stay directed to the west side, west.
Tunnel.
Oh yeah.
B003 approaches neighborhood. B003 starting under the shed, about 4 car lengths on the slow approach.
The Lakeshore Limited has just arrived from Boston and New York.
Greenbrier special.
Yeah.
You want to come to that electrical stand for the spot?
Leave it short of the crossing there, Bill, and then stay with it. You'll take the train into track 1 power to pit.
Okay. Oh, Kelly, B003. Yeah, ease it down. We got 49 in train inside. It's got all kinds of people off the platform.
We have arrived back at Chicago Union Station. We wish this noble venture well on the Greenbrier or on whatever route she may travel in the future. Bon voyage.
Nightly News, reported by Maria Schreiber. From NBC News, this is Today with Bryant Gumbel and Jane Pauley.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight.
This is CNN Evening News, live around the world, with Patrick Emery and Donna Kelly reporting.
This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting. The romance of the railroad, the promise of gourmet meals and service of crystal and china instead of styrofoam and plastic, mahogany cars in the atmosphere of the Orient Express. We're not talking history here. We're talking about a brand new American rail service.
Well, I remember train travel 30 and 40 years ago, but I don't recall anything like this. Certainly not formal dress for dinner in any dining car I ever saw.
This is no ordinary passenger train. It's called the American European Express, and what makes it different is its focus on luxury.
It looks like it must be out of the elegance of Europe, except that Chicago Sears Tower in the background. People often dream about the romance of the rail and an era that's gone by. Well, that era has returned.
And finally, have we discovered something special for all you people out there who hate to fly or tired of airports or who just can't get excited about the bus? We've discovered, or I should say Douglas Kiker has, an old-fashioned way to travel that combines romance, luxury service, and it actually gets you where you want to go. Can you guess what it is? No? Well, here's the answer.
All aboard!
No, it's not the Orient Express. It's the American European Express.
The first of many successful and happy trips.
And it's not bound from Paris to Istanbul. This is an overnight shakedown journey from Panama City, Florida to Atlanta. In mid-November, the American European Express will begin overnight service between Washington and Chicago. The luxury cars were completely overhauled and redecorated at a cost of $1 million each. The service will be added to the regular Amtrak runs between the two cities. But the American European Express is independently owned and operated, and it is like a different world. At the beginning of the trip, a pianist tinkles the ivories in the club car while passengers are served champagne and caviar. Dinner is cooked on board by trained chefs recruited from around the world. This was a 7-course meal.
Soup, cream of carrot and ginger.
Endive, radicchio.
Roulade of sole with the smoked salmon, champagne beurre blanc, beef tenderloin with Madeira sauce, baby vegetables, and potatoes rissoles.
What may I offer you?
Chocolate gâteau and with grand marnier.
Passengers sleep in private bedrooms or larger drawing rooms. Each sleeping car has a shower and round-the-clock porter service. President William Spann says he will turn a profit if 25,000 passengers a year can be lured by the mystery and romance of such luxury train travel.
What makes a train romantic? You can't answer it, can you?
No, and, you know, and I can't tell you why I love my wife either, but I do. You know, it's just something about it. It works, you know. It's just there, and it works, and it feels wonderful. I'm going to do that.
It's not inexpensive, $695 for one passenger, half price for a second accompanying traveler. But 40% of all Orient Express passengers are Americans. The American European Express is betting enough Americans are willing to pay for the same luxury service in this country.
Absolutely perfect. Music, food, everything.
Worth the price of admission.
Yes, 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 yes.
Would you do it again?
I'd do it every day of my life.
Traveling while being cuddled in the lap of total luxury. If it works between Washington and Chicago, they say they'll try it between Chicago and New York. Douglas Kiker, NBC News, on the American European Express.
The meal was stupendous. It was a 7-course gourmet meal, and I thought the service was impeccable. It's something you're not going to find except in your finest hotels.
Oh, it's comparable to some of the trains they have in Europe. Very plush, great dining car, comfortable sleeping.
The American European Express is such a luxurious way to travel. The interior of the individual cars are meticulously decorated in the Art Deco mode that was so prevalent in the days of luxury train travel in America. You almost feel like you were being transported to a totally different era.
And wouldn't it be fun to dine on a 7-course gourmet meal as you watch the countryside just whiz through the window? Well, today we are escaping on a fantasy trip on the Oprah Winfrey Show. We have decided to whisk 12 women away from their husbands and kids for a housewife getaway trip.
But this is my Calgon bouquet getaway. I'm going to soak this for everything it's worth. Bon boy, I am not coming home, guys. That's it. You've lost me. I'm entitled to this. I paid myself.
This train is a hug and a kiss train. Follow your bliss train. This train has it all. The glamour, the romance, the service. No need to be nervous, Oprah, at all. We'll have your proverbial ball, 'cause no train can compare with this show train. This
The finest service, the best food, the most beautiful cars that you've ever seen in your life. It takes 52 people, and they are taking reservations. I'm going to do it. Book your friend's great Christmas gift idea. Why am I so enthusiastic? I love trains, and if this luxury service makes it, it could change railroad history in America. It's fantastic.
let's go on down to Washington one final time. Willard Scott raised an awful lot of questions. He's down there blowing smoke at us. So he raised an awful lot of questions for that nice train yesterday. We're waiting to talk to you in just a little bit, but...
We got a lot of calls down here. Did you all get calls up there?
Yeah, lots of them.
Unbelievable. And I'm looking forward to... I'm going to try to take the trip. Might even do something that I've never done before, Brian. Pay.
I think the world may be surprised that before the end of this year, it's fairly well established that the finest train that's running in the world for the first time in many years is not in Europe, but is an American train.
Your people like to travel in comfort, in style, and it's difficult to find that today. I mean, you talk about the airlines. There is no first class. There is no service.
So the entire concept of luxury and travel is going out of the U.S. So we're providing not only a train that's a luxury experience, but the only luxury travel available.
I think it's just a new service, and even, you know, one of the big airlines, they already start talking about, hey, let's do a deal one way with the American European Express and fly the other way.
This is a resort on wheels.
It really is.
I haven't figured out where I can put the golf course, but other than that, we've got about everything else we need.
By the time we start operating, we will have invested $15 million in this enterprise. It's not a hobby. It's a very serious business.
It looks like a train, it feels like a train, it even rolls like a train, but it acts like a fine hotel.